Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
What up, everybody? Couple plugs up top. We're going on tour March 1st, 3rd, and 6th. The Feds Can Fuck Off tour. We are going to be in Berkeley, Sacramento, and San Diego, California. If you live anywhere near those places, go on to our Instagram, get your tickets. It's a great stocking stuffer. Stuff it in your sock. Stocking, stuff it around, stuff your stocking with our tickets.
If you haven't seen our live show, you're in for a real treat because we have amazing guests, we have giveaways, we play games. It's just an all-around good time. When we took our show to the San Francisco Sketch Fest, we had a proposal on stage.
That's
what
right.
up, Allie and her boo?
Yeah.
It's just the most fun. So yeah, come see us live.
Yes, come.
Come, please. And yeah, we're going to be announcing more dates in the new year. These are the first three dates of the Feds Can Fuck Off comedy tour.
Get them.
Heyo.
Ready to start the show?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to swipe this way.
Okay. Oh, yes. I wanted to start the show because I just visited Newfoundland and I brought back a treat to share with you. Have you ever heard of these, Mike?
I've never heard of them and I've never seen them. If you're on our YouTube at Weed and Grub, you'll be able to see them. If you're just listening, this is a new kind of Cheez-It or Cheeto, but I've never had.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about these. And I was in Newfoundland with some friends who bought like giant bags of them. And we just snacked on these the whole time. They are, I'm so excited for you to try them. It says 0 preservatives, which I can't really quite believe. But they're cheesies. They're made with real cheddar cheese. They're a classic Canadian cheese corn chip snack. Here, try one.
I have to try this.
That buzzing. Can you hear that fridge on the microphone, Alex? No. Okay.
Great.
Thanks, producer Alex.
Wow, look at that. That's my favorite. As far as like chip shapes go,
It's strong.
this is a strong chip shape.
Powerful.
I love like a club. Like I want a caveman club when I'm eating a chip. So here we go. All right, to start the show.
I'm just going to crunch into
Cheesies.
everyone's ears. Isn't it amazing?
Better than a Cheez-It.
Hell yeah.
Or not Cheez. I keep saying Cheez-It. Better than a Cheeto.
Mm-hmm.
The shape is good. The cheese dispersion is good.
Yeah. That powerful powder.
One more. These are awesome.
Aren't they fucking delicious?
What's the price point on a cheesy?
I don't know. Like, how much does a bag of chips cost in anywhere?
$4?
$2,
$8?
$2.79? I don't know. Inflation's
Wow,
crazy.
these are good.
I know. It's crazy to go to Canada right now with the US dollar where it is because it's like everything's just 25% off because the Canadian dollar right now is around 75 cents to the American dollar. So it felt like everything was inexpensive. It's not if you live in Canada and you're living and working in the Canadian dollar, but good time to travel to Canada. Hot tip.
Nice. Great share. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
So good. I feel so much better having a chip in my system. Welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone. This is a podcast about comedy,
Cannabis,
cooking,
culture,
calling shit out,
and cheesy
cheesy chips.
Snacks.
Ooh, snacks today. Especially snacks today. We got a real snack barn burner for everybody. I actually haven't eaten yet today because I was saving myself for this episode.
Because you knew that I would be bringing some grub to share.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, just first, real quick up top, I think you have something to get out of the way, Mike.
Do I have to?
Yes, you owe everyone a gross out apology. We got emails about. I got a double email about your scab situation.
Why do I have to retract what I believe? I'm against apologizing as a comedian. You should never have to apologize for who you are.
Yeah, you're going to double down on that.
I'm going to double down.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat my boogers.
Oh my God. Okay. So for those who don't know,
and my eye crust.
No, you do not eat your eye crust.
And my fingernails.
Please, Jesus God. If you say you eat your earwax, I'm leaving.
And I'll nibble on my earwax.
No.
Is any of this true? No.
Oh,
but it's better than me apologizing for eating my scabs to regenerate my own body. I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I refuse. Peter
upset.
Tuesdays at Noon has put in too much work on this goddamn human being for me to apologize for who I am.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I don't care if you call me a vampire astronaut.
That's right. Rod, we heard you. I passed that message on to Mike.
I don't care if you were eating a tomato and I ruined your appetite.
Yeah. I mean, people got in touch. People got in touch to let us know that they almost threw up when they heard it and they were mad about it. So Are you sorry?
No.
Oh my God.
I refuse.
Okay, I'm sorry. On Mike's behalf, let me apologize to our Weed and Grub listenership that he is an imperfect miracle of a human who is also disgusting.
That feels true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can head down that route.
Great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out of the way up top.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I also told you I was going to apologize.
Yeah, I know. But misleading. An imperfect miracle of a human being who is a disgusting, misleading man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
What'd you call me before? A sneaky Jew?
Wow. No. No.
I know you didn't.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just trying to set fires at the end of the year.
You're a spicy meatball.
Burn it all down.
What do you have going on? It's the holidays. You're always a little, we know now at this point, I've known you long
Yeah.
enough. The holidays roll around and we have to make a pact with each other
Yeah, we
to
do.
take extra care.
We do.
Right?
We
And I
have to
feel
be
like
super
everyone-
kind to each other.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like everyone needs this reminder around the holidays. Take extra good care of yourself and take extra care of the people who are your chosen family who are going to get you through the shit with your blood family.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Like, I really,
Yeah.
like, I am, I am sorry to everybody for like grossing everyone out. I do
gross.
eat my scabs, but I am also
Ah.
so sorry.
Please.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Jesus.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. But I really am. Like, I don't want anyone to not enjoy this pod, and that's why we do this, is to have a good time, and share love and make buds and do all those things. So I do apologize if I ruined anyone's meals or minds. This is a little crass, but can I use the term that Peter used with me, the generational term, to describe how I feel over the holidays?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because it can be a little touchy.
Okay.
But so Peter, Tuesdays at noon, if you're just a new listener or anything, that's my therapist on Zoom on Tuesdays at noon. So kind of right before we record this. And I was telling him last week about how the holidays are so stressful. I always do my best. Everyone's always doing their best, but it doesn't mean that it's any easier for, I think I'm not alone in this. You're not alone in this. Producer Alex, and like none of us are alone in how
It's fraught.
stressful it is.
Mhm.
And Peter said, it's generational herpes.
Wow.
It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's going to flare up. When it flares up, you can either accept it and deal with it and move on, or you can beat the shit out of yourself and be real freaking angry and like let that generational flare up take control, or you can just acknowledge it, accept it, and keep moving a bit.
Wow.
And I've thought a lot about that, especially this month, generational herpes. It's like, you got it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that this is a flared up time and you need to take extra care. And
Let me add a word, generational emotional herpes.
great.
I think, to clarify.
Helpful.
Make it even more specific.
Thank you.
I think so.
You don't actually have herpes
No.
from your family.
And I like, exactly, no. And well, the rabbi who did give me a circumcision,
Oh,
gave me a little suck on my little bloody kid dick. And
God, this podcast is just taking some real weird left turns lately with
Sorry.
the grossness.
I know.
It's
But,
okay. There was
that guy
There was that guy. He was the guy.
in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Who
was a
actually
rabbi.
Did give some children some herpes when he used his mouth to staunch the flow of blood from the circumcision.
Mm-hmm. And now Gandhi's kissing kids. What's going on?
Gandhi. What?
Who was kissing kids recently? With his
Gandhi?
tongue? Buddha.
What?
The Dalai Lama.
Oh my God. Okay. Moving on. I'm not even touching it because I don't even want to get near that.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. You just tried to hand me some kind of weird landmine. I'm not touching it. No.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
So yes, to me right now, family has that generational flare up. And
Okay.
and I think that putting a term to it and then being able to acknowledge it and then that being able to like then process it is the most helpful thing in my entire existence, because I get so fucking weird over the holidays and I'm so sick of that cycle that to have a term that I can like put to the feeling
Yes.
has helped immensely. So maybe that's helpful for other people out there.
I think it's so important to be able to identify something so that you can understand it better. Like it's just so helpful. I mean, that's the scientific world too, right? You need to like classify and categorize and name things in order to know more about them.
Yeah.
Just like that with your emotions. So emotional herpes is, I think, super, super, super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
And also, when we had Ashley Manta on the podcast,
Mhm.
the canisexual, who who has like really blown up in the business of like using sex and drugs and combining everything to have a fruitful life. She
Yeah.
did a whole thing at the psychedelic conference about like consent and conversation, and she touched on STDs too, and she was like, the more we talk about these things, whether it's weed, STDs, mushrooms, talking about it will break that stigma. Demystifying.
So important.
And I do think like a lot of STDs and things like that are still very taboo, even though they shouldn't be, considering their prevalence, and like we're all human beings doing the best we can. So like even me saying like generational emotional, I felt like I had to put a disclaimer on it for some weird reason.
For sure.
You know?
Excellent point as well. Yeah. There is no shame in any of it. I like this so much. Okay.
So yeah.
Very cool.
So I'm sorry, everyone. I'm spicy.
Spicy meatball.
I'm feeling weird. Thank you for the chips.
It's a flare up.
I'm having a flare up right now.
Gotcha.
On the bright side, I want to shout out my new friends, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because, you know, I woke up after telling my Xer Swift joke, and Travis Kelce had faved my Instagram joke, which means that he might have showed it to Taylor.
They might have looked at it in bed together over a Sunday brunch, you know, with the newspaper.
Do you think I was one of her birthday gifts?
What?
Do you think because she just had her 34th birthday and it was a huge New York affair, do you think that like maybe they were all at the table eating dinner and Travis was like, I got you one more thing. And then he like handed her his phone and she watched my joke.
Amazing joke as a birthday gift.
As a birthday gift.
If you think of it as a birthday gift to her, I think that's pretty nice. Also, she got dunked on by Gen Z because she had milk bar cake. Did you see that?
No, but I love Milk Bar.
Yeah, she had a fucking Milk Bar cake for her birthday, and all the Gen Z were like, "It's so fucking tired."
Oh my God!
It's such a millennial move to have a Milk Bar cake for your birthday. Gen Z are assholes. I love them. I love that they make no apologies. I love that they're fucking pissed off and they're loud about it. I love that they have no norms. Like they're just like breaking every fucking barrier with everything they do with fashion and art and politics and gender expression and everything. I love them, but they're also assholes.
I'll tell you what, there's something very funny about millennials and baby boomers being like, Gen Z is ruining the housing economy. Gen Z is ruining like diamond rings for weddings. No one's getting married. No one's having sex. No one's having kids. And Gen Z is like, your birthday cake sucks a big one.
Yeah, you have a side part and you look dumb.
Like, what is happening?
Like, I mean, they don't give a fuck. The world is ending and they're just like, what are we inheriting? We don't care. Burn it all down.
Then what am I going to get my cousin for their birthday if not a Milk Bar cake? Because for me, that's like a go-to special cake that I get for someone I care about. So what do you get them?
How old is your cousin?
Whatever Gen Z is.
Okay. They're young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
What's an like okay cake?
Probably like a bag of Twinkies or something, honestly.
No, that's preservatives and nuclear.
I don't think they care. I don't think Gen Z is especially healthy. I don't think Gen Z is anything like this whole millennial like goop fucking wellness lifestyle. I think they're truly like, it doesn't matter. Give me all of the nonsense. I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, so I can't agree or disagree.
I don't know anyone. Alex, do you know any Gen Zers? Producer Alex? Yeah. How old is a Gen Z person?
If you're in Gen Z, what kind of birthday cake is acceptable?
Can we give you a bag of Twinkies?
Yeah. What would you want? If I got you a Milk Bar cake, you'd be happy?
I'd be totally happy. I honestly, if I were to choose any kind of anything that I could have for my birthday, it would probably be like key lime pie. You know?
Alex, will you look up Gen Z birthday cake acceptable on the internet? See if we can get to the bottom of this cake debacle.
They were all dunking on Taylor. Taylor can't catch a break with the kids, I guess.
I hate we have to find something to dunk on someone for on their birthday. She literally created the middle class. Like she saved the economy.
She's everything.
She's everything.
She's everything everywhere all at once.
So if the only thing we can come at her for is her birthday cake, then you're pretty untouchable in my book.
Yeah.
How dare you?
She's an astonishing person.
Yeah, she is.
I've just been watching the conversation about her with such interest because I think can I just say what I love about her so much, just as my little feminist sandwich making heart loves about her?
Yeah.
Is that she's reopened the conversation about women in the workplace and, you know, feminism in a way that's sort of transcending, you know, there's that whole lean in girl boss era that happened with feminism that was really harmful.
Well, bossy pants like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, they kind of ushered in this like type of
Sheryl Sandberg, who's the Facebook executive, published Lean In, and then there was also that whole era of girl bossing,
yeah.
which was
That's Bossy Pants was Tina Fey's book and stuff. Is what I
but
was
that's a
thinking.
comedy memoir.
Uh huh. But she represents more than comedy.
No, for sure she does. But I guess what I was trying to say is like there was just this era of shit that was about like you just need to work fucking harder as a woman in order to
I see.
get what our slice of the pie, and that's just all we have to do is just understand that you need to lean in was the whole thing, and I think that was really a harmful piece of what was happening at the time with feminism and advancing women's rights, and it also turned into this whole era of like the ongoing backlash with the conversation around women's rights and stuff, where like people were just really hating feminists and feminism because they're like, it's angry and it's strident and it's loud and it's brash and it's women being bitches in the workplace or whatever. And Taylor Swift, I think, has reopened the conversation just simply by being who she is and standing in her, like, she's like, here's what I did. Here's my art. I re-recorded all of the shit that fucking Scooter Braun basically stole from me. I re-owned the narrative with Kanye West being a dick not once but twice and trying to take down my career with the Grammys moment, and also the I Made That Bitch Famous video.
And also when he has the edited his side of the phone call.
Exactly. Like she's just sort of taken it all back and she's owned it, and she's now talking, like I'm seeing her interviewed about just what it means to be a woman in music, and people asking her about like, how do you see it? Like, what is the difference? And she's like, well, when a man does something, he's called what was it she said? Sorry, I'm not going to get this right, but she was like the difference in language around a man doing something and a woman doing something. And she's just being really clear about it. And she's like, as a woman, if you do something, you're called calculating. If as a man, you do the same thing, you're called strategic. Just listen to the way we talk about women in the workplace and women in the world and arts. Like the same behavior for a man and a woman are described using different terms. And for a woman, it's very much more like machinations and manipulative and calculating and all this kind of stuff. Whereas a man is just like powerful and strategic and, whatever it is. And so I just really love the way that she's redefining the conversation around feminism, because she's just like, let's just look at the game.
Yeah.
Let's look at the game. She's so good at seeing it and just laying it out and being like, we need to talk about it in a new way and rethink it, because we're not going to put the feminist genie back into the bottle.
Right.
We're not going to go back to the gender norms that a lot of these alpha bros really want women to go back to. But we do need to redefine the conversation, because right now we're having a hard time moving it forward, because a lot of it is just like anger.
It's a fatberg. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is a universal fatberg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody would be like, Dave Matthews had a funfetti cake on his 56th birthday.
I would dunk on him for that.
Yeah.
Also, Dave Matthews. What a weird. The only thing I ever think of with Dave Matthews is that goddamn Chicago bus situation. The poor motherfucker.
I know.
Because
let me try it again.
Okay.
Taylor Swift dragged for Milk Bar Cake for 34th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Ray bludgeoned in the
loses out with a red velvet. What a fucking dweeb. Sugar Ray?
I'm panicking thinking of male white lead singers.
Okay. Excellent.
Because I don't know many.
Yeah, same.
Dave Matthews and Sugar Ray.
I mean, those are both
Fred
excellent
Durst.
examples. Fred Durst.
And Corey Taylor.
And Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Does he count?
Justin? No, he's done. He's through. He's over.
Yeah, super canceled. Good.
He's quiet.
Fuck that guy.
Nobody would come for Justin Bieber's carrot cake.
Oh, Justin Bieber wouldn't be cool enough to have a carrot cake. Justin Bieber probably wants like pudding or something. I haven't been clocked for a pudding guy.
You think he just has a bowl of pudding on his birthday?
Yeah, I think Justin Bieber has a bowl of butterscotch pudding like a baby.
The candle's slowly sinking as he's trying to blow it out.
He has like one of those big candles, that just says like 21 and it's just huge. I don't even know how old that kid is, but
Justin Bieber with a
butterscotch
bowl of
pudding.
pudding.
Yeah, I'm going with it.
We got there.
Okay.
Oh God, that's fun. That's a lot of fun.
What is all this weed on the table in front of us? I want to know
Man.
about all of these amazing weed products. Also,
Yeah.
we still have the cheesies up. Do we have other things to look at? I can't even remember.
Yeah, actually,
oh, here we go.
Let's talk about Placerville real quick.
Look at you. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Oh, this thing is so slow. Okay, the TV is Mercury is so in retrograde right now. Everything's just like.
Did you see what Matt Rife, when he was on that other man's podcast?
Any excuse to bring up Matt Rife. What about
Matt
him?
Rife, so he has a joke where he's like, really?
No, he doesn't. Also, he looks like a fucking goldfish. Anyone who thinks Matt Rife is good looking is insane.
He's amazing looking.
He's not amazing looking.
He is.
Look at him next to a picture of a goldfish.
Even producer Alex is like, yeah, he's amazing looking.
He looks like a goldfish. You think goldfish are hot?
If they look like Rife.
Ugh, he's disgusting.
Hey, I can't hate on that dude's chiseled
Ugh, it's all fake.
diamond jaw.
Okay, he has a joke. Sorry.
Regardless, he has a joke. It's something about like the punchline is Rings of Jupiter.
Oh, yes.
And then he was just on a podcast. I wish I could remember the dude's name.
Mm-hmm.
Penn Begley?
Mm-hmm.
Penn Begley. And he was on Penn Begley's pod.
I think it's Badgley.
I knew you couldn't resist correcting me. I made a joke earlier about February 31st, and you're like, there's only 28 days.
You didn't make a joke. It wasn't a joke. You were just talking about the dates that you were going on tour, and you were like, you got new shows.
New shows at the Comedy Store.
New shows at the Comedy Store, and you were like telling me the dates, and you were like, and then there's one on February 30th.
And then I saw your cheeks go big as you tried to keep in the correctness, and your eyes got tiny, and your blood boiled red, and then you were like, there's only 28 days.
Yeah.
You couldn't resist.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Anyway,
It's
so
horrifying.
Matt Rife was on Penn Begley's podcast.
Peen Begley's
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Rife's take was like, you're telling me the moon affects me like it's 1 billion trillion miles away. You're telling me the universe affects me.
Oh my God.
It's all bullshit. Like, don't tell me astrology this. Like, it's just like not in my wheelhouse. And then Penn Begley goes, actually, it's in your second house. And then like clapped back and was like, and then there was all these women on TikTok who were like, wait a minute, you're telling me that the moon has mastery over the tides, but it's on Earth, but it's not going to affect you. And then there's all these stitches of him saying how the universe doesn't affect anything and it's nonsense and it's empty. And then everyone from scientists to people wanting to add their voice are like stitching it with facts about how the universe is all connected.
Because he's a basic bitch and also an idiot. Like, double whammy. You're stupid, you look like a goldfish, and you're not funny. Go away. Also, he got into beef with a kid about that. Did you hear about
No.
So he said his joke about like, why girls are into astrology, Jupiter rings, whatever the fucking joke was. And this influencer whose name is oh crap, I can't remember her name, but I actually looked up her TikTok and she's, pretty big deal. And she has a kid who's super, super into science. And she posted her kid saying, actually, it's Saturn that has the rings and you're mean to women. And he was just like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, a super cute kid, science nerd. And she just posted that very cute, funny little Stitch response. And then Matt Rife goes after him and is like, yeah, well, Santa Claus isn't real. And your mom is buying all your presents from the money she makes on OnlyFans.
Okay.
And then she was like, okay, this is a child, and also fuck off.
Yeah.
And he's just showing him. It's like the second that he came out with his, this special with his fucking DV quote unquote joke, and is like trying to disavow the women who got him the fucking comedy special in the first place as his audience base. Like the layers are just streaming off him. Like he is just revealing himself daily. Like he talked about that woman's pussy being an outie.
Right.
Pussy, and she put him on blast for it. He's like beefing with children about science. He's like, it's gross.
It's pretty
bad person.
For his birthday, if Justin Bieber is having a bowl of pudding with big 21 candles, Matt Rife like Jello with whipped cream with Cool Whip on top.
Exactly. Some pineapple Jello with some Cool Whip is what you get, Matt. You fucking loser. I really don't like that guy.
Who's the spicy one? Did you get possessed by a bit of glazer at this one? Holy cow.
Well, I think when it's very specifically men being terrible about women. I will drill down into how much I hate that.
It was funny on our walk and talk the other day when you were like, I am fully radicalized. And I go, oh, you mean you want rights for women?
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, but that's radicalized these days. And I was like, that's interesting.
I think, well, yeah. And in life, like right now, I'm having a great time making these sandwich videos, and people are, encouraging me and supporting me. And some people are like DMing me to say, you're saying some of the things that I can't say that I wish I would. Keep going. And so I think like that's been very sort of encouraging. And also I'm just feeling like fully in this part of my life where I really can say all of the things all the way out loud, because I really don't have anything to lose. Like I don't have anyone that I'm worried is going to fire me. I'm not worried that I'm going to upset a family member. Like I can fully just stand in this sort of like truly righteous, I think truly righteous, it feels righteous indignation of what the fuck is going on with misogyny in the world and sexism and how it's on the rise, especially in our country with the rollback of reproductive rights and all that shit. So like, yeah, I am fully radicalized, and I am a hell of a spicy meatball about it.
I know we're gonna get to your sandwiches soon.
Yeah.
Mind if I shout out Placerville and some dispensaries
Yeah,
real
we got
quick?
way off on our Matt Rife tangent. Why did we even talk about him?
Because this is our pod, and this is what it's always
do whatever
been.
we want. We can do what we want. Okay. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe we need to sample some of these weed products and just chill the fuck out.
Would you like to chill out,
Yes,
Mary
I would
Jane?
like to chill out, Mike.
My God.
What are you going to give me that's going to chill me out?
Something to chill the fuck out.
Oh, all the way off, Mike. Oh, are you looking for... We forgot a lighter. Dang it. Oh, behind. You said behind.
So as I do this,
Mm-hmm.
I just headlined this weekend in Placerville, which is a place near Sacramento, near the Bay Area,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really singular and unique and really cool. And I want to shout out the two dispensaries that had me up there, owned by the same people, Kelly and Summer. One is called Sacred Roots, and the other one is called Pure Life. And they treated me so well. Their entire staff is so kind. Shout out to May, who we've both met, for bringing me up there and getting me that gig. The shows were fantastic. Thank you all for coming out. Congratulations. Pure Life is the first dispensary in Placerville, and they got raided. And the cops tried to shake them down. The local police came in, guns drawn, guns to the face of bud tenders,
Wow.
arrested everybody, did a search and seizure, which we've talked about on here a million times, how like they'll just take your money and your money will disappear if you're found guilty, and that's the end of that. They tried to arrest Summer, but she was with their 5-month-old at the time. Everyone's in jail, tons of felony charges. And then they were like, and now show us your books. We know you're, hiding cash under the table, big like dodging the IRS, selling drugs illegally, and you're creating a gray market here while you're trying to seem like upstanding citizens with a dispensary. And they're like, here's our books, here's our money, here's our sign-in sheet, here's our licenses.
Oh God.
Cut to 15 months of court. By the end of it, they were like selling out the court stands where people were coming to support.
Amazing.
And the whole town of Placerville like rallied behind them.
Wow.
And at the end of 15 months, all charges were dropped. They got not only their dispensary back, Pure Life, but also everything that was searched and seized. The cops had to pay interest on it. So like,
hell yes.
right? So it's like they took like say $4,000 from the safe. And at the end of it, they had to pay like 6% interest per month on that and stuff like that. So the whole thing was a racket and a shakedown that didn't work out. And then the community came out in such full support that they opened up Sacred Roots, which is their second location. And they did a ribbon cutting. The sheriff was there. The mayor was there.
That's so
and
awesome.
Now the entire place, when I visited both of them, there was a woman in there with an oxygen tank and the nose thing to get oxygen. And there was a young dude with spacers. And the place was so busy, coming in and out, dabs, edibles. And so I got to perform at their holiday party. They hooked me up with all this beautiful product. Check that out. A little gelato.
Thank you.
Sativa blueberry dream pre-roll. And I'm just so thankful that not only is the cannabis community growing and growing, but when I see a dispensary that is doing everything above board and hiring people that have been there for 12 years. I met some bud tenders who have been there for all 12 years. Like they got that
Wow.
job. They love that job and they are growing and growing and growing, but they do everything above board. The community support is incredible. And, you know, the idea of the government trying to come in and shake you down and kick you out and be like, not here, not now. And then being like, actually, the demand is high and we are doing everything exactly right. As we continue to talk about like the extinction event that feels like it is this cannabis industry, there are really great people who are doing it the right way and they're having big success at it. And I need those stories in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. We need the success stories. That's fantastic. Well, this is delicious. I'm going to pass it over.
Thank you.
Pass.
So,
that's great. And like, it looks like they hooked you up. You've got an assortment of deliciousness here on the table. There's edibles. What is this? Some dabs?
yeah, some concentrates,
Hell yes.
some terp sugar. I'm stoked. I've never tried Himalaya. I'm excited to throw it in the proxy and see what's good. And also like Placerville is a really interesting place. It's like I got to see.
It's like a gold rush town.
It's a gold rush town. Thank you. Yeah, I got to see like mine shafts that were used during the gold rush to like make wealth. But the trip of it is that they also like got they really I'm not going to be able to pronounce the natives who are on that land. I'm not going to be able to pronounce their name properly, but you know, they got displaced and probably murdered and probably decimated for that gold rush. Yeah. And there's also a lot of acknowledgement in Placerville of that. And there's a lot of people who are trying to like work on the harm caused by the 1800s and make up for it today in ways that hopefully isn't too little too late, because we're acknowledging and working to change those things. Yep. So I really appreciated that community. And I really appreciated like, you know, being invited up there to help celebrate not only some great weed and great dispensaries and great people, but the holidays. So.
That's so awesome. And you did multiple shows, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And you were saying that there was some like weirdo that got kicked out of one of your shows?
Yo, that was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is when you do like.
I don't know how you guys handle hecklers. I can't. I've watched experts shut them down, and I've watched some comedians just get totally hosed by someone who just won't stop fucking with them. So it's such a delicate dance. Yeah,
I don't know. I felt for that guy. He was. I used to be a lot funnier before I met you, Mary Jane. Now I have empathy.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, now that I have empathy, I'm like, oh, I kind of feel for the guy.
I actually don't think you were funnier before you met me. I think you've gotten much funnier since you met me.
You think so?
Yeah, I think I'm directly responsible for you doing well in your comedy career.
You're not joking either.
No, I'm not. I absolutely think you've gotten funnier since you met me.
Why?
Because of exactly what you're saying. Because you've developed as a person, and you're willing to share more of that development on stage to sort of like investigate your own experience as a human, and that's very funny because you do it in a great way, and you talk about your mental health and your, you know, experiences with psychedelics and tapping in, and you know, like all of the things that you talk about and all the jokes that you're telling that are doing so fucking well are directly because of me. You're welcome.
Yo.
I'm kidding about that part. But I do think that I've really watched your comedy career blossom, and it is because you're sharing more about yourself. And I don't think that's because of me, but it has happened since you've known me, so you can draw the correlation. I'm just saying.
I love that you go from pre-joint feminist burn it all down to now like, and I'm funnier and I'm smarter and you're welcome. I
mean, weed is great for everything.
Weed is great. I'm okay right now. I just the only other thing I wanted to say about Placerville as a whole.
Wait. We can't move on from that. I don't actually want to leave you thinking that I really think that I'm. Are we good?
Oh my gosh!
Because I feel like this is something that you could like definitely nail me with in a month. You'd be like, and that one time that you said on the podcast that you were responsible for whatever.
Oh, I'm doing better at that now too.
Okay.
I'm not carrying around as many arrows so that I can shoot them through people's hearts anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Was it okay?
I think it was very funny.
Okay, good.
I mean, I am mad that you got a really good joke off and I had no tag for it. That is bothering me because I was racing to come up with my own joke at that moment and I didn't have anything. So, but that's a me problem.
Wow.
I wasn't funny enough in that moment.
Guys, what's going on?
Hey, I'm just saying, you're bringing all the heat.
Whew.
So I appreciate it. I think you're right too. I know you're right. But we don't need to keep talking about it.
I just needed to make sure that you're not going to nail me in like 3 weeks time with some like moment where we didn't address something in the moment. I'm just trying to do it on pod so everyone can hear, and I have proof that you're good.
I'm so good.
Okay, good.
I'm so good. Thank you, but I'm good. I think the other thing about Placerville, and I don't know what it is with these goddamn towns, is do ghosts not know where else to haunt except hotels? Because why is every hotel ghost central? I got in there. They put me up in this place called the Carey House right across from the venue. And they're like, oh, the haunted hotel. And I'm like, what is it with hotels and ghosts? Why is that where they lurk?
I don't know. I mean, it feels like they're just rife with ghosts because there's so many souls pass through there. And also, I think a lot of people check into hotels to end their lives.
Or watch a Matt Rife special.
Or watch a Matt Rife special, which is the same thing. Basically, if you ever find me watching a Matt Rife special, know that I'm about to take myself out.
Yo.
That would be a bad fucking sign.
Yo. I couldn't believe it. As soon as I got in there, I'm like, another goddamn ghost hotel.
Did you see any?
I didn't. I was very open to it.
Did you feel any?
One night I got pretty drunk.
Okay.
And so the joke was they could have like been spinning me around and trying to wake me and spook me. And they're like, nothing's waking this guy up. Because I was like,
would you be open to ghost sex?
Having sex with a ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Then I could see if they're faking their orgasm or not finally and know what's the truth.
Because of the ectoplasm?
Yeah. So you'd be able to see it going through or not. You're like, you're not fooling me. You're just being louder.
Oh, because you'd be able to see their little ghost innards like contracting
and having an orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'd want to have sex with a ghost, so that women will quit faking their orgasms with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's not their fault. They're just like, you know what I'm saying?
You say that women are faking their orgasms with you?
I have to assume a good percentage have before. I think women fake orgasms.
Ugh, yeah, unfortunately.
You know what I mean?
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Sometimes
it as a bad
like,
thing. I'm not coming
get it
for
over
it.
with.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Let me just pretend like,
oh my God, wow, okay. New
Thanks.
Top Chef is on in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, oh my God, yeah.
I really can't wait to go to sleep.
Exactly. But with a ghost,
yeah,
you'd be able to see it and be like,
Yep, you're not done yet.
You're not done yet.
I had a friend who really told a very, very compelling and convincing story about having sex with a ghost. I truly believed her.
Whoa.
I don't really believe in ghosts so much, but whatever happened to her was something very real to her. And I believed that she was not making it up.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen enough ghosts. I've had enough weird dreams. I've had enough things.
Yeah.
If I had sex with a ghost, would it be inside me?
Well, if it was what? Would the ghost be inside you?
Yeah,
Depending on what kind of sex you're having.
Wait, okay, 2 questions. Because
are you getting pegged by this ghost?
No, well, let's say I'm getting pegged by a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
They are like transparent and you can go through them and stuff. So wouldn't the ghost be inside you for the sex? Because you wouldn't be able to like every time you thrust it or if you were on top, whatever it is, you'd go through each other. You'd go through each other the whole time, right? So it would almost have to possess you to have sex with you. But then you're just basically jacking off with a ghost inside you.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
That feels like that would be ghost sex, is that a ghost takes over your body and then you jerk off and you come because the ghost was inside you.
And the ghost comes out of as your cum.
Okay. Yes. And then if you actually can feel the ghost and you're having sex with it, that's not a ghost, that's a demon. And you need to get away from it.
Yes, demons are solid and ghosts are not.
Okay. So next time I wake up having sex with something that I can feel and see, I should call the local priest.
Yes, because that's a demon.
Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
A succubus. An incubus.
Yeah.
Which is which? I think the succubus is the female version and the incubus is the male, right?
Yes. Couldn't care less.
Why not? It's so interesting. God, you're so weird. The things that interest you and don't interest you will never fail to baffle me.
Well, incubus has to be the men because that's the band, right? So succubus is the women. Have you ever seen Ghostbusters?
No, I've never seen Ghostbusters. Is it good?
Dan Aykroyd gets sucked off by a ghost in it.
Does he? I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. In the library.
Just had a fucking Ghostbusters moment. I should pull it up on my Instagram story actually, because I woke up with some crazy crud like cold thing and I sounded exactly like There Is No Dana, Only Zool, that moment. So I put it on my Instagram story and people were like, what is wrong with you? Because I truly sounded like a demon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So to clarify, for you to have sex with a ghost, it has to go inside you and almost possess you.
Got it.
A demon would be on the outside, probably pegging you.
Got it.
Is that Is that where we're at now?
Is that Is that a fact?
Is that a fact now?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a Weed and Grub fact. Ghosts are inside, demons are outside.
Fucking facts.
Cool.
Yeah. Can I do one one bummer thing, but I feel obligated to do it?
Oh, yes.
Is that okay? And then we can
Sure.
just move the fuck on because it ends with celebration.
Sure.
So Placerville and the community, especially the weed community and cannabis community there, fucking supportive, happy. People working hard, loving weed, rolling great blunts. Shout out Jerome. Like,
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also I want to shout out the cannabis community here in LA and beyond who saw my post about Urban Leaf not paying me the money that they owed me for months. And so me saying don't shop there. And all of you came through. You were sharing that story. You were commenting. And it happened immediately on my Instagram. And that was the impetus for them to
Incubus?
immediately. That was the incubus.
Mm-hmm.
And then they incubus by calling me and saying, can you please take that post down? We got you tomorrow. And that we talked about it. I archived it, woke up the next day. There was a direct deposit in my fucking account from them. But it took me posting it on Instagram to get it done. And it also took the strength of this cannabis community and everyone seeing the support that came out so that, you know, it made me feel really cared about, which I really appreciate. It also got me paid, which is the exact right thing. And it also told me that the more times that we can hold people and places accountable in the public forum, it shouldn't be nasty. It shouldn't be rumor mill. But when it's something like business, I really appreciate how everyone came out and supported because I don't think I would normally make a choice like that. I would keep everything in the background and underground because I think that that would be the right thing to do. And I rolled the dice and did what I felt was like a new type of thing. And it fucking worked. And it means the world to me that all y'all came out for that. So thank you.
That's cool. I saw the post. I was in Newfoundland when it went up and I was like, whoa, that's very unlike Mike. And it also, I just knew the story behind it. And I was like, this feels like a last resort sort of situation, like not a go-to move at all.
Exactly.
And then I saw it go away and I wondered what had happened. So that's interesting to know. They just jumped right on it and they were like, whoops, sorry.
Yep.
Our bad.
Yeah.
Let's direct deposit you the thousands of dollars we've owed you for months.
And also I think like,
wild. Wow.
Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't need to badger the witness.
Yeah.
Badger
which
the witness doesn't fit into
Penn
this.
Badgley the witness.
I don't need to pin Bidgley the witness. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So right on. Shout out the whole fucking
Shout out the Cannon community and the people who had your back.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so glad to hear it. I'm glad you got paid because now you can buy me Christmas presents.
I got you one.
You did?
2, 3.
Thank God. I was going to say
for
one.
you.
Nowhere near enough, Mike. Jesus Christ. You know me. I'm a fancy bitch.
I know you are. But I got you 3 presents so far. But I'm thinking.
Yeah, so far. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 5 is the move.
5. Okay.
5 gifts.
5 is okay. Yeah.
How many gifts do you want?
A pile.
A pile?
Yes.
I don't even know you well. I know you so well, and I don't know.
So well. Come on.
I don't know you well enough to even think of a pile of gifts.
You could give me a pile of gifts easily.
You think so?
Sure. Try it.
Keel free sample.
Not free.
Eye cream free sample.
Yeah. I mean, truly, I will take anything.
Moisturizer free sample.
Also, like cool dead things, books, candles, jewelry, food-related items, weed-related items. I need a new bath mat. I got a list. My family always exchanged a Christmas list every year. My dad, I think, was the one who started the tradition. And a couple of months, generally kind of like early October, he would send it out. And it was called his List de Noël, his Christmas list. And it would just say, the things he wanted. And then we would all exchange it. And it's nice to have. If
that
that's
is
a
nice to have.
because you don't have to guess so much.
Were socks and underwear on his list?
No, but always a bottle of port and Jordan almonds, sugared almonds.
Oh, what interesting tastes your father had.
Yes.
Jordan almonds and port.
Yeah. It was very English sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And my sister always wanted candles and books and jewelry. And I always wanted, and we all like dead things. We're always a big hit.
I always just wanted Mad Dog 4040 and some Planters peanuts.
Okay.
Like,
I can do that for you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you peanuts, but.
Yeah.
I can give you some Trader Joe's trail mix or something.
No, pistachios.
I'll just cook for you. I'm just going to cook for you over the holiday. I'm going to have you over. I'm going to make a nice, maybe I'll make my chicken pot pie for you.
Please
You know,
do.
I'll have a little tree. We can exchange some gifts. It's going to be very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do.
I will.
Okay. I wanted to actually talk more about food, but can we do the news real quick?
Oh yeah. The Grub Gazette. Well, I'm really excited. You know this is happening. The Grub Gazette this week is presented by It's the Mayo for Me, because I made a sandwich about this and I thought it should also be our news because it's about weed. So hang on here. Which one is for you?
While you do that, I'm going to
This is
shout
for
out
you.
Scent Air.
Oh, yeah.
Use code GRUB for
Yeah, an
I think,
actual sponsor.
25% off. Also, if you know, if you don't know, producer Mark, who runs Petty Cash Studios here, with producer Alex, who was with us today, they also bought the place next door and turned it into a comedy room.
Yes.
And I came to this show on Saturday night, and you can hotbox that room, and they set up the Scent Air in there, and they bought a couple of scents themselves, pine and something else, I can't remember.
Maybe the cannabis neutralizer.
And it neutralized so that all you could smell in there, even though everybody was smoking tons of weed, was the Scent Air and the lovely smell of pine during a great comedy show.
Fantastic.
So if you want to help yourself to a Scent Air and use code GRUB for 25% off, do it. It'll make your house smell good. It'll make, if you have kids, it's a great way for you to like smoke in your bedroom before going to bed.
I was going to say kids are stinky.
Right, but like, you know, where like you if you want to like get high before bed, but not have your kids be like, what's that smell? Get a Scent Air.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
These are all good tips.
Yeah.
And also I think if you go to scentair.com, they've got a holiday sale going on with like their winter collection and stuff. So you can get that sale going and also use our code for an extra.
I got you one
bunch
for
of money
Christmas.
off. A Scentair?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one.
Oh, great. I was going to say they already sent us Scentairs, Mike. I have.
And I wrapped yours before I'm gonna,
great.
because they delivered them to us.
So thoughtful.
And so I'm wrapping yours.
It's just great. Damn, I'm so excited to open it. Okay. The Grub Gazette.
Yeah.
Tear into this sandwich, please, because this is the sandwich that I made to talk about this story. I made a meatloaf sandwich. It's a spicy, garlicky meatloaf.
Oh, shit.
It's a recipe from the New York Times cooking app, one of my faves. And this sandwich is the spicy, garlicky meatloaf.
Wait, thumbnail.
Yeah. Spicy, garlicky meatloaf made on sliced sourdough with truffle, mayo, and Dijon mustard, and just a little tomato with yeah, that's it.
This is so good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's the sandwich and the story.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. You want to talk about the sandwich? Thank you for talking about it.
This meatloaf is banging. My favorite part of the meatloaf is the crispy outside, the caramelized ketchupy outside. But I don't know what's in here, but it's like really moist. Maybe some onion and something green.
So the recipe is minced scallions, garlic, jalapeno, and sage mixed with you need some water. Mixed with panko breadcrumbs.
It's so good. A ghost possessed me is trying to eat it.
Oh no, Mike! I'm so sorry. You're choking on my meatloaf. Don't die.
Matt Rive's like, that's another name for an Audi.
I would challenge that guy to a head-to-head fucking comedy off, and I bet I could beat him. He's not funny at all.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, this meatloaf's great. Alex, you want to try this shit?
The name of this episode is Matt Rive is a fucking loser. Oh yeah. Here, have a half. My producer Alex, get into that. Yeah, you can.
What kind of meat is it?
It is ground pork and ground beef, and like I said, it's this minced. Yes, thank you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you for enjoying my Sammy.
I heard meatloaf, and I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, no, this is rad.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit. Wait, what is it? Garlic aioli?
Truffle mayonnaise.
Oh,
Oh,
it's not strong at all.
So the minced aromatics, I think I've said them 4 times now, but garlic, scallions, jalapeno, and sage, pork and beef, panko breadcrumbs, a little bit of chicken bouillon, egg, and then you bake that, and then the glaze is just tomato paste with olive oil whisked together and then baked for another 15 minutes. And it was supposed to have pine nuts on it, but pine nuts cost $1 million.
Yeah, they do.
I couldn't afford them. I truly was at Whole Foods 365 and I was buying all this nice stuff for myself. I bought a bag of pistachios and I bought like some labna and just a bunch of treats where I was like, I'm going to make delicious things for myself this holiday week. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll make that meatloaf and oh yeah, I should get the pine nuts. $18.
What?
$18 for a bag of pine nuts. I was
What?
like, I can't have coffee and this. I cannot afford both. And I know which one I need
Yeah.
to be functional. And it's not pine nuts. So
It is not pine nuts. Yo, why? That's crazy. It's not good enough for that to be the price.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like pine nuts and cashmere. Come on. Who can afford it? Crazy.
Wow. That's okay. That's what I'm getting you. I'm going to propose one day
With pine nuts?
with pine nuts. I'm going to be like, baby girl, I knew you needed a diamond ring, but honestly, this is worth way more.
I would say yes. That's how you would get me.
Yeah, with a pine nut ring?
With a pine nut, I'd be like, holy shit. Yes, I will. Forever and ever. I do.
Oh, you toast them during the ceremony?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're wearing pine nut rings and you both like toast it a little bit so that
And then you get the mortar and pestle and you grind them all together and you make pesto.
and feed each other pesto is like breaking the glass for ceremony.
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. I would be down.
Great sandwich.
Thank you. That meatloaf sandwich was in honor of this story, which I've read reported in a few places, but the main place that I'd like to direct people to know more about it and about everything that's going on in this country with reproductive rights is Jessica Valenti's Abortion Every Day Substack. You can subscribe. I'm a paid subscriber, but you can also read, I think, almost all of it for free. And she is just an incredible journalist, and she is just going to the mat every day to bring us news about all of these things that are happening around the country, about pregnancy and abortion and all sorts of stuff. And so she had reported this story that is also just kind of blown up right now. And it's actually blowing up. My TikTok sandwich about this is blowing up as we speak, because the story is so outrageous. Oh, I forgot Noodle was in here. I was like, what is that noise? Studio dog shifting. The story is so outrageous. There's a 27-year-old woman in Oklahoma who is being prosecuted. Prosecutors have hit her with felony child neglect charges for using medical marijuana, even though she has a medical marijuana license. On her doctor's recommendation during her pregnancy, it was suggested that she use edibles and topicals. She's now being charged with felony child neglect because she used this during her pregnancy. And even though doctors and lawyers and everyone are saying that was illegal, it's just like any other medication. This is a medication that she was using at her doctor's recommendation. The prosecutors, the Comanche County District Attorney has said that it's illegal. The felony child neglect charge is because her fetus did not possess a medical marijuana license. This is actually happening. There are many, many cases where women are being prosecuted for weed use during pregnancy. And it's not about the wellness of the women. It's not about the health of the children. This is a war on women from the fucking GOP trying to control women's bodies. And that is one of the cases that's going on right now that is getting headlines because there is a nonprofit called Pregnancy Justice that is going to bat for her to try and get the charges dropped because she could face life in prison for using medical marijuana while pregnant with a doctor's recommendation, fucking legally, because the reason given is that the fetus didn't have a medical marijuana card.
That's unbelievable.
Why
is that getting all the way to the court?
Because it's the DA, the Comanche County District Attorney is the one prosecuting her. Why is it happening? Why is it even being considered to be? Because the GOP is wildly insane, I guess.
Okay, yeah, like it just that's such a like that's the kind of thing that feels like a rumor in high school. Like that do you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't make its way into like
it feels insane, but it is insane. And these are the things that they're doing. And it's so crazy because they're talking about, it's like to protect women and children and all this kind of stuff. The reason we know that it has nothing to do with protecting women and children is because we can see what you're doing. For instance, in Texas, there was this case of Kate Cox, who was just recently denied an abortion. She had a fetus that had an abnormality that wasn't going to survive, and that the continuing pregnancy would endanger her life. And she's a mom with 2 little kids. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go to the court to have a right to have an abortion in Texas because the abortion ban is so crazy there. She went to court. A judge ruled that she could have this abortion at 20 weeks with this fetus, which was not going to survive. And then Ken Paxton, who's the Attorney General of Texas, went to court to get that stopped. She was forced to leave Texas for this abortion, even though there was no way this child was going to survive. So that story has been in the news. You've probably seen it reported. Kate Cox huge, crazy story. It's all about protecting the women. But at the same time, there was a woman who was a prison guard. She was 7 months pregnant. She was refused leave to go to the hospital when she started experiencing contractions on the job because the job dictated that you couldn't leave until your replacement showed up. So she had to wait hours and hours and hours. And when she arrived at the hospital, her baby was born stillborn. And Texas lawmakers are fighting her charge that it was their responsibility that she had this stillborn baby. So it's like they're playing both sides. It's like the fetus has rights and is a person if it's in the interest of controlling a woman. But if it's in the interest of giving a woman reparations or money, that fetus is not a person. Like, we can fucking see what you're doing. We can see all of it. We can see the fact that this woman being prosecuted, child welfare workers found her home to be stable, safe, and loving for this child. There was
The edible woman.
The edibles woman. There was no danger of this child. Like, there was no danger posed to this child by this woman's medical marijuana use. They're using it to control women.
Unbelievable.
Unfucking believable. And one of my favorite comments on the sandwich video was our friend Rachel Burkins. She was like, so does that mean that if you're pregnant that your fetus has to get a license to drive too?
Oh, I love that. That's
Like,
a good parallel. Sure.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Or that, like, every time a doctor prescribes a pregnant woman any kind of medication, that he has to also prescribe it to the fetus.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It's so fucking
honestly,
crazy.
the fetus should get arrested.
Right.
Arrest the fetus for illegal use.
Well, this is the fucking problem with, like, right, exactly. Like,
Do you know what I'm saying?
this is-
It's actually like she is actually the accomplice
right.
to the fetus that should be in prison for life.
But this is-
starting at fertilization. It should be in prison.
Starting at fertilization.
That's because
exactly.
that's life.
And that's the fucking problem, is that they're
Right.
trying to confer personhood onto fetuses.
Mhm.
And, it's all part and parcel of the whole big, nasty, stinky
Also
fucking
arrest the
mess.
fetus for tax evasion.
That's right. I know. Can I claim my fetus on my taxes? Yeah.
Right?
Is that a dependent?
It
Am I
might
allowed
be-
to?
Yeah, if you don't, you're actually going to jail.
Right.
Wow. What an insane, not unreasonable unfurling of this news story, though.
Oklahoma.
All of that is like, I think, in the sandbox of what we're talking about. All those things. It can't be either or. It's got to be like, is this or is it not? Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 50.
Thank God I have weed. Can I see that lighter?
Oh, I don't know. where
Holy
it went.
smokes.
Damn it. I think you have it. I thought I had. Hang on. Here's another one.
Thank you.
I
need weed for this conversation.
We do need weed for all of these conversations around everything that's going on in this country. And, I'm so glad to have this podcast with you to have these fun conversations. And I'm so glad that people tune in and listen to us ramble, because we're really going to need this place to unpack a lot of shit in the next year. I hope that this will be a place for people to come as like a little lily pad amongst all of
But we
the
won't do this on
insanity.
tour.
No, God, no.
So buy tickets to that
our live
in March.
show is just comedy.
Yeah.
It's not us talking about politics.
Okay.
or
I just want
fucking
to
abortion.
clarify that because I want to sell out.
There will be no sandwiches, no misogyny sandwich talk on stage. I will be in a potato costume doing one-liners about fucking how Russell Crowe is a potato. Like,
Great. Cool.
but I was just going to say, I'm glad that we'll have this podcast as a little lily pad for ourselves and for our friends to come and hang out with us as everything continues to descend into madness, because it's an election year and we know it's not going to get better next year. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So,
I mean, I think that your sandwiches are making an impact. Although
you.
it's like it's smaller than passing a bill. It's
Sure.
it's making an impact.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I am having a great time doing it, and it's my absolute passion. And I really like the engaging with people in conversation about things. Sometimes the conversations are spicy, and sometimes they're supported and encouraging. It's just interesting. It's fucking interesting.
There was some data recently that I glanced at but didn't really read that said that actually, let me take that again.
Okay.
Taking that kid away from that woman, if
Mhm.
she did get prosecuted,
Mm-hmm.
would do 10 times more harm to
Yes.
both of their lives.
Mm-hmm. It's
Like,
not
she's
about
already
the health
being
and
ma-
welfare of the mother or the child.
Right. Like I know some kids who have been adopted, and we've had some real fucking 2 a.m. conversations about like not knowing your mom. My cousin was adopted.
Mhm.
Found her birth parents, has a
Mhm.
good relationship with them now, but like being taken away from your family is a real fucking harmful thing.
Yeah.
And the idea that her legally using edibles
At her doctor's
at her
recommendation.
doctor's recommendation could destroy a family system that seems That seems so horrific.
It is fucking horrific.
So if you fuck a Republican, that's a demon.
Don't. There it is. Fuck yes.
Let's go.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. Merry Christmas, everyone. I also have an unrelated but also news related story, moving on from the sandwich story,
Mhm.
that I just wanted to quickly touch on. Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
Do we need to bask in the glory of your joke? For
I
a
just feel
second
real
longer?
good about it.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel good too. It's really nice when that warm glow of weed, when a joke hits,
Yeah.
suffuses your whole body.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, man.
I took a sip of water. I was like, ooh, I gotta fucking hydrate after
you want
that
to get up
one.
and walk around?
Okay, what was the other news story, Mary Jane?
So I'm part of a Facebook group that is just keeping an eye on county and city regulations in cannabis in California. And it's great. It's a closed group, so I don't want to put anyone on blast for this conversation. But so I won't say any names, but I saw a post that said RIP Lowell Farms. And I just wanted to share a little bit of the tea from it.
Oh, okay.
So Lowell Farms, for those of you who don't know, is a huge cannabis brand that was one of like the kind of original regulated cannabis brands here in California. And they made a big splash with a lot of money and like this whole origin story that was like about a farmer. I don't even really remember, but like everyone was kind of mad at them because the origin story turned out to be made up by their founders.
Yeah, it was mudslinging in the PR forum between companies who were trying to just like come for and take down the competition. So
Yeah.
somebody came for Lowell Farms who was like, actually,
They made it up.
they made it all up, and everyone's like, what? I can't believe you made it up. You lied. Da, da, da. And it was like, okay, this is how I feel about like Gavin Newsom running news articles about Hunter Biden right now. Like
Right.
it's all just like these inner politics PR stunts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they were great to us. They were one of our early sponsors. They had great parties. They gave away great swag. I loved they had one of the first pre-roll packages that I ever saw that I just thought their whole like sustainable packaging. I thought
and we
they
met
did a-
Libby through them. Libby's the shit.
Yes, Libby Dolan is the shit. Shout out Libby wherever you are. Fucking she's the best. And we met and interviewed like one of the growers, and you know, I do think that they were legitimately an awesome cannabis company.
Agreed.
They also opened the OG Lowell Cannabis Cafe. You know, is the first of its kind in LA.
And they're gone.
RIP Lowell.
Wow.
So they've been in trouble for a long time, as all big regulated cannabis companies have been and are. Like, and they're having to do backdoor deals to like just keep the lights on by selling shit on the, you know, legacy market. We all know that's happening. So I don't know what exactly happened with Lowell, but here's a little bit of tea. RIP Lowell Farms, and someone's like, you always have the mad drops. And the next person says, you won't catch me crying about it. And he said, I knew they were done when they sold their processing facility to their creditors and then spent $100K on a booth at Bottle Rock the next week. It's that kind of stupid, which ensures they never had a chance. It's crazy because their products are really good, but they couldn't pull it together. And then someone else says, I thought they were done when they got caught putting free market weed into Metric. The second year, I didn't know about that, but the Department of Cannabis let them back in after that. Anyway, someone was like, really, what happened? And the person who posted this said, they signed possibly the worst lease in the history of agriculture and couldn't pay it. They charge $15 on an eighth for greenhouse, so they have to sell it all in bulk for a loss instead. They have a giant and useless executive staff, which gets paid way too much and only seems to make things worse. They took all their good-selling products off the market. It's more like what didn't happen. So perfect storm of terribleness, and it sounds like they're donezo.
Wow.
And I don't think it's been actually reported yet, but it seems like this person had some good reputable sources.
I will be keeping a track of that because like they had terrible CEOs. I'm like, well, what's the business part? Like,
right.
what are we talking about? So that the part about the deal that they made, that's interesting.
It sounds like
I'll
they-
have to do a bit more of a deep dive into that because selling at a loss, we talk about that every episode on here, from the farmer to the like, you know, small business to, I guess, a massive business like Lowell.
Mhm.
From it all is getting fucking decimated by price gouging.
Yeah, it's crazy. It says the lease on the property is really what makes it unworkable. So I guess they must have just signed some crazy deal with their cultivation operation and they couldn't keep it up.
Wow.
And then a bunch of people are dancing on their grave in the comments.
I hate that shit.
I know.
Come
I know,
on.
but you
I
know,
hate
sometimes
that.
because they really came in, and I think it's a lot of the smaller farmers who were like, fuck those guys, you know?
Okay. Well, I'd much rather. I don't know. I don't like that a lot. I don't really
Okay.
fuck with that kind of like like shit talking in the comments
Mhm.
about like
Someone losing a
someone
business.
losing a business.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't fuck with that.
Okay.
So yeah, I want facts. I'm not about that life.
Sure. I hear you. Don't be mad at me about it.
Well, I just think like, well, maybe I'm being a hypocrite because when I just talked about Urban Leaf,
Yeah, I think you're dunking
fucking
on
with
people all
me,
the time. Yeah.
and then the community coming for me. So why does this make me uncomfortable?
I have no idea.
I think it's because, okay, here's what I think it is.
Okay.
I think if you own a small business, we own a small business. This
Mhm.
is a small business.
Yeah, we do own a small business. We have an accountant. Shout out Jeff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's the best.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
And so because of that and us growing a small business, I think we hold people accountable. And I think that when we talk shit about somebody like Matt Rife, it is from a place of like, yeah, what are you doing, dude? And then we can talk shit about it. But when you have a business and it collapses, and then there's all these other small businesses underneath it taking more pot shots at it, I don't really fuck with that because I feel like that is the opportunity to be like, dang, sorry to hear that. But if you come over to our dispensary for today only, we'll be doing 25% off
Sure.
outdoor sun grown from these small farms because we've got to do something to keep supporting this business. Like,
Yeah.
there's a better move than being like, heh, heh. And I don't really like the fucking Simpsons bully, heh, heh, of that kind. That's how that makes me feel.
Okay.
You know?
Heard.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I want everyone to like make a bunch of money, but I think to talk a bunch of mad shit and dance on each other's grave isn't the way to do it.
Right. And I think also what I see in it, and maybe tell me if this resonates with you, but I heard myself about to say that word and then I rolled my eyes before I even said it.
Mhm.
But this
Wordle won't even put it out there.
resonate.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect example of industry versus community or movement, right? Like when you're talking about just like the money and the collapse of this business and then people celebrating that, like it's so far away from the values of the cannabis community and the movement.
That's what it is.
It feels like it's not aligned with the good, kind community spirit that we know to be the heart of weed.
And seems like
No
it
matter
got
what
us
the
pretty
weed.
far before
Yeah.
it needed to change
Yeah,
and evolve.
And it's like, oh, so regulated weed is just now like soulless and a bunch of people tearing each other down, and you have to like go back to the traditional community to actually find the heart.
Yeah.
So maybe it's
Not
that
to say
too.
the streets weren't soulless and tearing each other down, and there
Sure.
wasn't warfare there every fucking day either.
Absolutely. It's not like the only good weed is illegal weed. You know,
I mean,
there's
sometimes it is.
Yeah, sure. But there's plenty of goodness in, regulated and unregulated, but it does feel like this does feel a little soulless. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to talk with Peter about it.
Coming at you, Peter,
Yeah.
Tuesdays at noon.
Get
with
ready. Next Tuesday.
Some big questions.
Day after Christmas, we're talking about why I like some things and why I don't like others.
Yeah. Let's figure it out.
God damn.
2024.
I mean, okay, well, this goes into my I'm over it this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because my over it this week is tombstones.
Over it.
Yeah, I'm over tombstones.
Okay.
So when I was in Placerville, they have a cemetery for all of the miners, not little kids, but gold miners.
Okay.
Some of which were probably little kids.
Yeah.
But they died without anyone knowing them. So it's an unmarked grave cemetery.
Oh, wow.
And that was horrifying to me.
Hmm.
The idea of like no one knowing who you are, but knowing you're a body. So we'll throw a piece of wood and a number on you.
Mhm.
Is so freaking messed up. And so I think I'm over tombstones.
Mm.
And what I would think it'd be a good idea is you put an electrical grid through the cemetery, and then you can have waterproof holographic projectors of the person or of a thing. You could do like a reel of pictures if you wanted. You could do a boomerang of them dancing and shift it up every month. And there's no reason we can't have that instead of unmarked graves and big, stupid, ostensive tombstones that let hologram me. When I die, hologram me.
No notes. Perfect. Yes.
Right?
Exactly right. Yes.
Why don't we have that?
We should 1,000,000%
How
have
fun
that.
would it be to walk through Hollywood Forever Cemetery,
And just have like Marilyn Monroe, like, hey,
pushing her skirt down, having fun, sitting there? Maybe she's just eating an apple because that's what she wants to do that day.
yeah, that's how she wanted to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. For my dad's, he would be fly fishing.
There it is.
You know?
When you go visit him and put flowers and a little peach on his grave, and he's sitting there fly fishing, and you can actually talk to him from the beyond while he's casting a reel.
I think that's a beautiful idea, Mike. No notes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
Holographic headstones. You heard it
Holographic
here.
headstones.
Fuck yes, let's patent this. We
Okay.
got knapsackusa.com. We can buy holographicheadstones.com right now. I'm telling you, jump on that URL.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and then like to get into the pricing, because I've thought of it,
Okay.
there's different prices for different types of visuals.
Okay.
I mean, shoot, if it was me and you wanted to play Ace Ventura Pet Detective on loop 24 hours a day, 365, that'd probably cost a lot, but I think it's worth it because that's my favorite movie. So, maybe for the first year you pay the premium to have Ace Ventura played.
I also, just thinking about the tiers of the different levels of holographic headstones, you just made me think of like, those laser lights that you can buy at Walmart for like $19.95 that are just like the spray of light on the house.
Hell
I
yeah.
love them. They're so
They're
beautiful.
awesome.
So you could have just like that basic, like just like a $20 laser situation that would maybe just like flash glazer, all the way up to the like.
No wonder. Okay, so one thing is we do have to put a cap on size of hologram.
Yes.
Because some Howard Hughes, Elon Musk motherfucker is going to be like, oh, I just do a laser light show in the middle of the cemetery every night and planes are crashing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like the 1995 laser light show all the way up to the like they've brought a bunch of people out in hologram. Didn't they do Prince recently?
Yes.
They've done like a bunch of,
Tupac.
Like all the way up to that level of like craziness, which would be, I don't know, $100,000 or something.
100%.
I love this.
Pretty fun.
Okay. I'm
Also,
into it.
hey, not to get too dark, but the reason I put up my very viral tweet from 2014 about tombstones
Very viral.
is because this dog right here, a real sweet guy, passed away.
Aw.
I was walking him one day when I took this picture. Lucky is his name. Shout out to Leonora Pitts. And it also made me think about animal holograms and how fucking lovely that would be.
yeah.
Right? How lovely would that be for your
I'd love
pets?
to have a bow.
A bow hologram would be the shit.
He would just be licking his
Ripping
lips.
a bird?
Yeah.
You go visit it, and the hologram is him ripping a bird's head off with his mouth.
Yeah. Just licking his chops.
Hell yeah.
Ah,
That would be great.
yeah. I miss him biting me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
He bit me so hard he drew blood like 2 weeks before he died. That guy was a monster.
He got those extra 2 weeks from your sweet, sweet cells.
Yeah. He just totally stem celled himself for an extra couple weeks.
He did. I'm listening to a Stephen King book right now called Holly,
Mm.
and it's about 80-year-old cannibals who eat the brains of young people to stay young and
Oh.
like continue to live forever. And the catch is it's working for them.
Oh.
And so it's really great. But yeah, so he sucked your blood and got an extra 2 weeks of juice out of it.
This is new? This is a new Stephen King book?
Yeah, it's called Holly. It's great.
Wow, I'm so excited. I love Stephen King.
Yeah.
Have you read all of his stuff?
I've read all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have too.
Probably twice.
Yeah,
Some of them 3 times, actually.
me too.
You too?
Mhm.
Which one's your favorite? I'll say
Um,
mine at the same time.
Go ahead. The Stand.
On writing. His
Oh.
book about how to write.
Great.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
The Stand.
Yeah, The
Yeah.
Stand is great. The Shining is also great.
Read that.
Skeleton Crew is also great.
Loved Skeleton Crew.
Running Man is also great.
Holly, so good.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever read Insomnia?
Yeah. And I read Thinner
Okay,
and Cujo.
right. Carrie?
It.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both those I read. I also read.
It is a phenomenal book, but I don't know if it holds up so well.
I've read a lot of his short stories.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of underground stuff you probably haven't heard of.
Mm-hmm. Like Mrs. Todd's Shortcut, that kind of shit.
You have read that
Deep
one.
cut.
Damn it.
Love Stephen King. Fantastic. I'm also really still enjoying that Naomi Alderman book, The Future, which I think you've finished since
I
we
have.
talked.
I can't wait to talk with you about it when you're done.
Mhm.
It's not fair though, because I'm audio listening and you're sitting down to read. So, it is what it is. Whenever you're done with it, I can't wait to talk with you about it.
Okay, next couple days.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great over it. What do we have a creamed corner?
We do.
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, what do you have? So many treats on this
Bum,
podcast.
bum, bum, bum.
Oh my god,
Bum, bum, bum,
this
bum,
is a
bum.
whole production.
Bum, 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 bum.
No.
So, Mary Jane, you know how I found my favorite sandwich I've ever had in Placerville?
Yes.
It is my number one sandwich. I took a bite. It's a smoked oyster sandwich. It's on our YouTube right now with pepper bacon, cucumbers, spicy mayonnaise, and I'm blanking on and just like raw white onion to cut through the smokiness of the oyster with that astringent. And perfect toasted brioche. It's called Timmy's Brown Bag. My cream corner this week is Timmy's Brown Bag and dun dun dun.
Okay, he's getting up. He's walking over. I feel like there's going to be something in this bag that I'm going to eat. I'm so excited.
Not energy, but an area.
Okay, clear the meatloaf energy. New sandwich energy coming in.
New sandwich energy coming in.
New sandwich energy. Jesus Christ. What's happening?
Feel that heft.
It's so heavy. Is it a burrito?
Get in there. Okay. So I went and had this smoked oyster sandwich from Timmy's. I created a Yelp account to leave.
We both brought
a review.
sandwiches today?
We both brought sandwiches
today.
today.
Did you know that this was going to happen?
No, I didn't.
This is crazy.
Those are both halves. I had my own halves last night, and then I saved that. Those are both halves of sandwiches.
From Placerville?
From Placerville. One of them is a Thanksgiving sandwich, and one of them is another one, depending. I think that's the Thanksgiving.
Dude.
Let me see.
What?
Okay,
is
so that
happening?
is the corned beef.
Okay. I mean, come on. This is insane. This is a Christmas episode.
This is a Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas. Okay, tell me about this.
So this is my creamed corner. I ate mine on the drive back from Placerville. Timmy's Brown Bag.
Okay.
Let me find the menu
Can
here.
I bite into this, or do I need to wait for you to look it up?
If you want to wait a second, but I know you never will.
I'll wait. I'm getting better.
Apple corned beef.
Okay.
Pickled blueberry slaw.
Wow.
Gouda. Juicy fruity boba bubbles. Sliced apple on ciabatta.
There's boba in this sandwich?
There's boba in it.
I don't know. Now I'm not so excited to bite into it.
I'm telling you, the flavors are crazy
Here
for
we go.
Timmy's Brown Bag.
It's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you see the boba kicking out of the side corner?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like raisins, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
They serve the function of a raisin.
Great read. So accurate.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm not against it. Sorry for the chewing in the microphone.
I've never had corned beef before, so this was my first time trying it. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I like corned beef.
Okay.
I don't think it's my kind of meat.
I'm really surprised you made it this long in life without having corned beef.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty suspicious of a lot of meats.
Uh-huh.
So
It's just such an Irish staple. Like if you ever went into like O'Malley's in Chicago, it'd be like corned beef special, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, so this one is, I really like all the flavors, but I just don't think I like corned beef as a meat.
Okay.
So what do you think of this sandwich?
I love corned beef. I grew up on corned beef. I think it's an amazing sandwich. It is holding up. When did this come home with you?
I know. That's the thing, right?
You got home yesterday.
I got, when I left, so this would have been around 3:00 yesterday. So about 24 hours.
This is a 24-hour-old sandwich, and it holds up. You can't say that about most sandwiches. The bread is still delicious. Like it really held up to the condiments. The mixture of all of the things, the slaw, it's pretty beautiful. It's an amazing composition. I cannot believe that it's this good 24 hours later. I can only imagine that like in the moment handed to you from the kitchen, it would be super fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And another thing Timmy's Brown Bag does that I love is they tell everyone we're going to give you the locals discount.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 10% off whatever's on the menu. So that sandwich is like $14.95. Every sandwich is $15, but they tell everybody, and we'll give you the local discount and take 10% off of
That's
that
so
for
smart.
everyone. Isn't that cool? And it made me feel so good. I
That's
was like,
such a
"Ooh,
smart
local."
move.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
And so it's a family. It's a dad, a son, and then a couple co-workers. The dad is awesome. I think he smokes a lot of weed. I think the son is awesome. He looks
Anyone
really
who
cool.
makes these
I
sandwiches
met a guy
smokes
named Squid
hella weed.
outside of there.
Okay.
He was also getting the corned beef, and he's in a band, and they are playing Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Squid also smokes weed.
Squid also smokes weed. He plays drums. They're playing, him and his bandmates are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they're writing the soundtrack to their Dungeons and Dragons game as they play it. And then they go as a band and play the soundtrack for what they just did. And that's
Wow.
their new album coming out. That is the Thanksgiving leftover sandwich.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that bitch.
I'm excited and nervous, and I'm going to have to lie down after the podcast before we go. Alex, I'm going to need to take a nap. Okay.
Okay. The Thanksgiving sandwich is
It's crazy. It's the size of my head. The heft is insane.
mustard and beer braised chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, cranberry orange horseradish marmalade, cut green bean slaw, fried onions, stovetop stuffing nuggets on Texas toast brioche.
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know if you can even see that. All of the layers. I don't see the green beans so much. And
It's
that's
on
actually,
the bottom.
Oh, that's actually the
Turn
part
it
that
over.
I'm most excited about is the green beans because, goddamn, I love green bean casserole. Okay, I just chicken nuggeted in my lap. Okay, there it is. I'm not going to do too much more manipulating of the Sammy because it's falling apart. Okay. Jesus Christ, Mike. This is insane. Here we go. Mm-mm. Nope.
No? Big no.
I'm mad.
Oh, no. Why are you mad? What is that?
Because I don't want to have to up my sandwich game even more.
You love it.
I thought I was doing so well with my meatloaf sandwich.
I did bring some heat today, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You got me back.
I did get you back a bit. But, I mean, your
You put me in my
edibles...
place. You put me right in my fucking plate. My sandwiches aren't so fucking good. Here are some day-old sandwiches that exceed your sandwich by a million miles. Fuck you.
Yeah, and your viral video about edibles and pregnancy.
meatloaf.
Oh, did you make a little meatloaf sandwich online and it's doing well because the GOP is a problem?
Yeah, you feeling proud of that? Well, fuck you. Here's a better sandwich than you'll ever make.
And that's my creamed corner.
Wow. Amazing, dominant cream corner.
I was so excited to bring these today. I was patting them while I was driving home.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
talking
I was
to them a
"Yep,
little bit."
Okay, we're almost there.
Thank you so much for sharing and saving sandwich halves for me. That's such a big, cool deal. I really appreciate your sandwich generosity. I am mad about how good they are. I do feel like I'm never going to ever get good enough to make a sandwich like this. I still want to go to Placerville and have the sandwich that's on the screen behind us, which is your smoked oyster BLT situation.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the people who make these sandwiches.
Timmy's brown bag.
You're winning.
Check out, I'll add their menu maybe to the IG soon.
Yeah.
Just because every sandwich is pretty wacky and fun.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
I'm covered in
hold on.
salmon.
No, Mary Jane.
What?
I need you to stop.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to wipe the sandwich grease off my fingers because you have brought me.
Shit.
Damn it. I don't even know what's happening. He's standing up. There. What? Okay. What are you doing?
I thought I brought them and I forgot. They
Sorry
give
for
you
burping.
They give you heavy duty napkin towels
Mm-hmm. Like wet
with
wipes?
those sandwiches. No, but they're like double ply brawny and they're generous with them because they know what their sandwiches are, so they don't skimp on the napkin quality
Oh,
either.
that's important.
Yeah, they give like a paper towel with their sandwiches and they give enough of them that you'll like use them and be thankful, which I think is so thoughtful and so dialed in. They know their sandwiches and they know your fingers.
I am blown away. Excuse me, I need to cough. Sorry.
100%.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Butt of the week?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Can I
Okay.
go first, please?
Yes.
Okay. My butt of the week this week is straight up truly the cannabis community. Like, I'm not freaking joking. Y'all came through. We supported each other. The MJs were amazing. Putting Urban Leaf on blast and having all of you care about it and justice and me, amazing. Placerville was unbelievable and the people there are tremendous. Like, every time we get to go somewhere, whether it's for this podcast or for stand-up or a weed event, wherever it is, like, I keep meeting more and more people who like are true to their word. Luna, like Angela, all these people are true to their word. We have each other's back. We hold each other accountable. And as we wrap up this year, I just think like, you know, the industry has been in a really tumultuous place, but the fucking heartbeat is there and it's getting stronger. And I'm just really thankful to be the smallest part of it. And so my butt of the week this week is like everybody who fucks with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And this is a great picture to choose for that as well, because it's taken by our friend Reggie of us on stage at the MJs. And it was a really cool moment.
Who's building the fucking psychedelic family industry community.
Yes.
Reggie is
Amazing.
center of that hub as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic buds of the week.
Yeah.
My bud of the week is Shaleen Title, who is a drug policy activist. She founded the Parabola Center, and she is just doing the most important work to hold people accountable as marijuana moves towards federal regulation. She's an incredible activist, and she is just constantly talking about the things that are going on behind the scenes that we're not able to see. And one of the big ones is that alcohol and tobacco companies are really moving behind the scenes to be the ones who dictate what the cannabis landscape will look like when it goes federally regulated. And she has been sounding that alarm bell for a long time, and she's just such a good follow to learn more about it. So follow Shaleen and her work at the Parabola Center for everything that you need to know in federal cannabis policy and activism. She's fantastic. She's also just really fun and cool. And I don't know, I always enjoy talking to her. She's always one of my first go-tos when I need to know anything about federal cannabis policy for like a Vox article or anything. Yeah, she's great. Shaleen is the coolest.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Great butt of the week.
Yeah.
Heck of an up before Christmas.
Before Christmas. This one, Merry Christmas. The bounty, the sandwich bounty, the weed bounty. This was a real weed and grub episode.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'm stoned and I'm so full.
And you're going viral as we speak.
And yeah, that's a pretty good feeling.
And I had the best joke on this pod or on this app.
I mean, you really did. That was fantastic. Yeah, please follow all of Mike's comedy and go see him live if he's coming to a town near you, because he's funny as fuck.
And please get tickets to our tour.
Yes.
March 1st, 3rd, 6th, 9th. More tour dates to come. 1st, 3rd, 6th. Penge Begley is going to be a guest in the new season. Can't wait. And follow us at Weed and Grub on Instagram. Leave likes, leave comments, leave reviews. Tell your buds. Anything else?
Email us at wg@weedandgrub.com for anyone that you want to see on the pod, topics you want us to address. We always love it when people reach out. I had a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about this week, but they didn't just fit in, some reader submissions. So maybe next week we'll get to them.
Oh, let's do like a year-end wrap-up and like kind of like clear the cabinets of everything that we wanted to touch on.
Excuse me. Yes, that would be amazing. Clear the chamber.
Let's clear the chamber.
Next week will be we'll do a clearing the chamber for the new year. As always, Mike, thank you for doing this podcast with me. I really look forward to it every week, and I enjoy it so much.
You're welcome.
Happy holidays, everyone. Bye.
Bye.